The man in the keyhole. There was a small, old hotel on the outskirts of a quiet town. It was the kind of place where few guests stayed, mostly travelers passing through. One evening, a man checked in and received his room key from the elderly receptionist. As she handed it over, she gave him an odd warning. "Whatever you do," she said in a hushed tone, "do not look into the keyhole of the room at the end of the hall." The man found it strange, but nodded and went to his room. He settled in, but curiosity gnawed at him. What could be so bad about a keyhole? Surely, it was just an old superstition or a trick to scare guests. Unable to resist, he crept down the dimly lit hallway and stopped at the forbidden door. He leaned down and peered through the keyhole. At first, he saw nothing unusual, just a room like any other. But in the center stood a woman. She was unnaturally pale, with long black hair covering most of her face. She stood perfectly still, facing away from the door. Something about her presence made his stomach churn. Feeling uneasy, he returned to his room and forced himself to sleep. The next morning, he asked the receptionist about the strange woman. The old woman's face paled. "You looked through the keyhole, didn't you?" she whispered. He hesitated before nodding. "Sir," she said, her voice trembling, "many years ago, a man murdered his wife in that room. Ever since, guests have reported strange occurrences. But the thing you must understand is," she took a deep breath before continuing. "That woman you saw, she isn't alive anymore. And more importantly, her eyes are completely red." The man's blood ran cold. He had seen her. But he hadn't noticed her eyes. He hadn't noticed, because she had been looking through the keyhole at him.